I kind of have no words for this. This is such an incredible jacket. Hello and welcome back to episode 10 of Thrift Like a Stylist. I'm Beth Jones and I am your host today, and I'm so excited about today's episode. We are in that strange in-between time. We are between winter and spring. I love to call it transeasonal, and it gets a little tricky with our wardrobe, so we are heading into the thrift store tackling the transeasonal trends that you can thrift right here in the thrift store. For me, the thrift store is like the Vogue closet. It's where I go and pull inspiration right off the racks, piecing together trends and aesthetics in unexpected, fun ways. And today in Savers, we're gonna dive into some major fashion moments right here in the thrift store. I wanted to chat about a few of the transeasonal trends that we are going to take inspiration from today while we shop here at Savers. The first one is the Fisherman Aesthetic. I feel like that has been a buzzword for the last few months. I've been loving anything nautical, sailor, by the sea inspired for a while, but I am loving this very focused fisherman aesthetic, and I think this is so perfect for this transeasonal time because there are still a lot of layers involved, but you can also shed some layers if you need to, and it really is just about all of those classics that you see in Ralph Lauren dressing. So creamy knits, we've got a great color palette of navy and blue and red and yellow. Even think the cobalt blue and the bright yellow. Think maritime, think you're on the sea, you've got nets with you. And even take some of that inspiration of net dressing, or what would you wear if you're shucking some shells or something like that. So really kind of embracing and soaking up that inspiration of the fisherman and bringing this, starting off now while it's still chilly, and then you can really still bring that into summer and start to shed some of those layers. But today we're going to look for those pieces that can still be layered up and perfect for the fisherman aesthetic. Great find when we're coming to the fisherman aesthetic. You need a lot of great layers. Think of workwear pieces, and then I also think of the color palette of khaki, blue, red, stripes, navy, all of those really perfect classic looks when you're thinking of the fisherman aesthetic. And this is such a great layering piece with this khaki button down. We have popped over into the men's blazer section. I honestly think you can't leave a thrift store without finding at least one great blazer, and I always say to look in the men's department. I call it trying it on with the Goldilocks method in mind. You try it on, one's too big, one's too small, and then you find the one that's just right is really how it works. With our transitional trends in mind, one thing that I am looking for is a lot of navy. This is such a great example of what I'm looking for. We've got a classic navy, even the classic button details right there. And then with all of the right styling, doing a cobalt blue, doing some stripes, popping in some red to this, maybe even a little bit of yellow, you're gonna get a really classic fisherman dressed up look. And then this is definitely more of a winter piece, but I spotted this gorgeous blazer. I love the double pocket detail and just these interesting stripes running down. I might just need to add it to my cart to see what it looks like. You've got to be open to the finds. We are in men's. We're going to look at all the knits. When it comes to the fisherman aesthetic, you're gonna want some knits in the mix, and I think in the classic colors of kind of a creamy color, tan, you could go navy, blue, red, green, really play around with some different color options. And I just spotted this great option from Eddie Bauer. And I love even the waffle or kind of wider spread of the knit. It creates a feeling of like a net when you're fishing. So I love this. I also think this could be so fun wrapped around your neck, wrapped around your waist, throw a little stripe Breton top underneath that. And as I'm talking about it, I'm falling in love with it. I just spotted this gorgeous navy long coat. I love this for the fisherman aesthetic. I think paired with some khaki pants, a work boot, more of a cable knit sweater, a beanie. Could be so much fun. And again, it's got a lot of drama with the rounded shoulders, but it has that exaggerated collar, which I love. And you could do some button to the top styling, which I just think adds a styling element that makes it extra interesting. Pop the collar up, and then you've got more of like the funnel neck shape. This is so great. Just found this. I absolutely love this color blue. It also has so much versatility to it. Whenever it has the drawstrings at the waist, I love that because you can cinch that in and create some shape there at the waist. It's got a detachable hood, contrasting blue details in it, and it really just is such a fantastic find. The next trend that I'm going to try tackling while I'm here is what I'm calling British grunge. It's a mix of the check, elegant British print with that kind of 90s grunge Nirvana style as well. It's very fun that this spring we are starting to see some more what you would typically see for fall and winter, but embracing it in that 90s dress down grunge way. So we're thinking a lot of check prints, thinking plaid flannels, just having fun with check print, plaid print in this season of time. I'm gonna look at a lot of men's button downs, I think, and even if there's other pieces that can pop in some of those checkered prints. I always feel like men's has a lot of the basics that I'm looking for, and in particular, we are looking for that British grunge, some of that 90s styling, but then I'm thinking kind of like British punk is in the mix, a lot of checkered prints, and I am in the men's outerwear here, and right away, I just spotted this really great sweater vest. I love this print all over it. Also how oversized it is. So I feel like this could be so cute layered over a pleated check skirt, do a men's button down, do a tie even with it. So this is already starting out of the gate. We have something amazing to add to our cart. I kind of have no words for this. This is such an incredible jacket. Look at the details here with this, just like a belt detail, and then even some of the details here on the arms. This really hits the mark on that. Really, I think this is more of that British grunge, that check print. Also, when it closes like this, that button to the top styling, which is happening for spring, and I'm loving that. And I love this style collar really close, but then more of an exaggerated shape. This is such an incredible find. And one of my favorite tags often to find is Old Express. This is actually men's Express, jeans for Express, which I absolutely love, hitting that 90s grunge. The only thing, I'm still practicing mindful thrifting. This has a zipper up the center, which I am not as much of a fan of, but definitely on point when it comes to the check print. Easy peasy, go into a thrift store, look through the men's button downs and pick out a few options of a check print flannel or even cotton shirt. Think Nirvana, think that 90s grunge moment. I think a lot of these pieces also can be really fun in the transeasonal time to do some interesting styling with it in terms of wrapping it around your waist, a la 90s grunge, but also kind of adding pieces underneath, doing some layering with it. You could do some more structure on top of these pieces so that you aren't in full 90s grunge. So a structured blazer over top, you know, more of a grungy piece like this, then tucked into a pair of, you know, oversized denim, belt it up, throw some boots on with that. So you could really just play with some juxtaposition. But I think adding a few of these pieces into the mix during this time is such a great option. I'm really loving this green one, so I'm gonna throw that into the cart. One of my favorite trends is the tailoring revival. I love a suiting moment. There's something powerful about it. It makes me very happy. I feel very me when I put on a suit. And this season really is about the full suit and men's ties and all of those really great tailored pieces. So boxy blazers, trouser pants, loafers, button downs, great ties, adding in some fun styling elements of interesting glasses. We saw a lot of this in Saint Laurent. And I'm really excited about that for this in-between time, because you can still have fun with this now before it starts to get too hot. We saw a lot of suiting all over the spring runways, and I think suiting is such a perfect thing for transitional dressing. One idea is to go into the men's department, find a full suit, and then take it to the tailor. You know I love a tailor, and have them fit it how you want. I would take the inspiration from Saint Laurent. It is boxier, it is bigger, so you're not looking to have it fit perfectly to your body like a woman's suit would. And honestly, these, I might need to try this one on. This is actually looking like it would maybe fit in the way that I want. So I will definitely be throwing this in my cart. But I think that idea of taking a suit to the tailor with the inspiration of Saint Laurent is a great idea. And even the idea of not necessarily doing a matching suit, but you could go, you know, with more of a khaki color, and then grab, I mean, I'm just grabbing here, but grabbing, ooh, like a pinstripe pant that's a different color, or you could even do like a navy option. So being open also to separating out the suits. Again, taking inspiration from Saint Laurent. I just spotted this great Gap skirt. I'm loving gray right now, and definitely thinking of some of that Miu Miu inspiration, but with suiting in mind. So pairing a pinstripe classic piece that might be more tailored, and then doing some juxtaposition dressing with it. On Miu Miu, there's a lot of bathing suits with interesting tailored pieces, and then throwing on tons of belts with that, which I absolutely love that idea. So I'm gonna throw this one in my cart. In the women's set section, I found two great suiting options. This brown pinstripe number, which I absolutely love, though I did just buy a brown suit, but we definitely need to check it out. And then more of a skirt suiting, and I love this also, just being in that great kind of check print that we're also looking for. Also the fact that it's navy, and I love a skirt that's more this length, that's gonna go below the knee like that. I love that. So these are two very fun options. We're in the women's blazer section, and one thing I just wanted to mention, when I look at women's blazers, I like pieces that have structure to them. If it's a blazer, for me, I want it to have some sense of structure. I don't love like a flimsy fabric blazer. I love flimsy in other categories, but for me, I'm looking for pieces that fit really well, hold their shape. So I feel like a great example of that, even though this isn't like a super thick fabric, this is beautifully constructed. There's a lot of structure to this. You can even see the really beautiful vintage tag in there. It's lined. So when you put this on, it's going to fit with a lot of shape and structure versus a piece like this that to me ends up, I've had these in my closet, and this ends up getting donated back eventually because it just doesn't feel the same. So that's just a little tip on to look for structure when it comes to pieces that should be structured. We are in accessories, and those to me are so key to dressing up an outfit. One of the number one things that I am loving with a lot of the suiting is, of course, wearing men's ties. I feel like I've been talking about men's ties for a few years now and wearing and styling them a lot. But I always feel like you can find such great options at the thrift store. This one is probably my favorite. I like to go with a lot of the more classic shades and even prints. I love this maroon tie with this kind of blue print on it. And then this one is definitely more of that probably 60s style tie, more of a mid-century print, but very unique. And I love the black and white. I feel like you could do, you know, a really great black suit with a white button down, really go full on black and white. And then I love this with more of like navies and khakis and blue pinstripes and all of that. Something else that's really fun to play with is the idea of layering and maybe some unexpected layering ideas. So thinking about skirt over skirt or skirt over pants. I love a pleated mini over a pair of trouser pants. I'm loving even combining some of these ideas. So taking some of that tailoring idea with this layering idea and going with pinstripes, or even playing off some of that grunge with some plaid print in the mix. But I think you can have a lot of fun with layering. And then of course we all need coats still, and so what are those essential springtime coats and those transeasonal coats? So I'm going to be looking also for some of those extra layers that you want to put in your closet for this time. Right out of the gate in the jackets, I just spotted this leather bomber jacket. In this transeasonal time, you still need those layers in jackets. The bomber shape is so perfect for spring. I also love that this is a lighter colored leather, has some great distressing to it too, but a really warm and cozy layer inside. So that's going to keep you really warm, especially when it's still chilly, and it has just such a good feeling to it. We are in skirts. I've realized I need to add a few skirts to my collection, and thinking about skirts being layered over pants or other skirts is a great way to embrace the transeasonal time. This is old anthro, which I think is very fun. I love all the shape of this. The thing I really love about this is the color. I love a chocolate brown. And I also think as we're in this time, I think you can start kind of teasing out some of the fun pastels we saw for spring, but then pairing it with a chocolate brown. So going like butter yellow and brown, or even lavender and brown. So really playing with the color mixing there. I mean, we are having a moment with leather, and this leather jacket with all the great shape. This is actually, look at the tag, it's San Diego, made in the USA. It is buttery soft. It is the shape that we need this spring. Yes, please. We are in the women's jacket section, and something that is essential in this time of year is a trench coat. And I just spotted this gorgeous one. It has a beautiful kind of shimmer to it and shine, really unique button details. It also has the tie on it. Sometimes the trench coats have lost their tie, so I love that this one still has it. And a rounded shoulder detail, which I absolutely love. This is giving me all the drama. Like, a trench coat is classic, but this is like a dramatic trench coat, and I love that. And it's also fun to just play with some different styling ideas. I'm loving a few different things right now. One is just that button to the top, taking a jacket or even a sweater that might have buttons, something like that, and really like closing it all the way to the top and letting that be the star of the show, and then kind of layering from underneath. I also am really loving the use of belts. I'm always a belt girl, so anytime I can add a belt into the outfit, I think that's really interesting. Even cinching in some blazers with belts or coats with blazers is really fun to play with. And then finally, I am loving a strand of pearls. Just this simple grandma strand of pearls right there at your neck. If it's just one or adding it into your necklace stack, I'm loving it. And something else that I'm loving right now is gloves. It has still been very chilly, often in the evenings, and I love a classic vintage brown leather glove like this one. Even these here, they actually look like they might have been from the same owner, are really great options. So keeping your eye out for some of these great pieces to add all of those cherries on top of the outfit. Thrifting belts is one of my #1 tips. You should just thrift your belts because there are some amazing vintage options usually in the mix. They're a little trickier to find, but you can find them. And ooh, even this, I love this red one with the gold clasp on it, genuine leather. Anytime it has a really big gold buckle, I love that. And then I just spotted, what is this? Oh my gosh. this Western moment with all of the silver and gold details to it. I actually think you could also wear this as a necklace, so I love that it has some versatility to it. For the last few years, I've been wearing pearls a lot, long pearls, lots of pearls. Right now, what I'm loving is a smaller strand of pearls, kind of like your grandma's jewelry box, the strand of pearls, and then just one simple pearl. You could add it into a necklace stack, but I also am really loving it on its own, especially with more of a, crew neck style shirt, even like a sweatshirt, like my blue cobalt sweatshirt that I just got. So throwing on some unexpected pop of pearls. All right, we have shopped the entire store, put together an huge pile. I'm now going to actually go through this and evaluate it and decide the pieces that I really do want to try on and consider for my own closet. So I'm going to go through everything first. I've evaluated my pile. I'm going to share the things that I'm going to try on for sure that I'm really loving. This sweater vest feels great. I love the size of it. I also just like the classicness of this flannel, and I really don't have any flannels in my closet. This I'm considering this the kind of British grunge. I really just love everything about that. And then this is just so incredible that I have to try this on. I am not taking home all these coats because that is something I am trying to do, is not overconsume. But I do love a coat, so I am trying them on just for fun. And then, I have my brown leather, so I did put away the other brown leather, but I don't have a good black leather. And this one is really great, so I'm going to try that one on. Then the Fisherman Aesthetic, I actually really love this. I love that this looks like a net too, so I think this is really great. And then also this coat to me is just perfection. And then within the kind of tailoring idea, I really do like this. I like playing around with some of that like business mindset with some juxtaposition. I don't know if I showed you guys this, but I did find these 1970s mint trousers, or pistachio green. And anytime you find a pair of 70s pants in a thrift store, you at least got to try. And then the details that I am very excited about are the pearl necklace and this amazing belt. So all of this is going to get tried on, and I'm going to decide what goes in my closet. This coat is incredible. I love it buttoned all the way to the top. It is missing a few buttons, but it is really great. I love this subtle check print, and really this collar. I feel like I should have a whole video about how much I love collars. Really great collars, and this is an incredible collar. This is called a ball collar, a BAL collar, and I have found that I usually fall in love with that style on any piece. Such a timeless blazer. I love the stripe detail on this. Unfortunately, it's just too big for me. Referring back to my Goldilocks method, it's not too small. It's too big. It's not just right. And so I'm going to have to pass on this one. I wish it fit right, but it just doesn't. It hangs a little bit funky on me, and I could get it tailored, but with a piece like this, I don't feel like I absolutely need to. The leather jacket, very effortless. It's lightweight, which I love, because when I wear leather jackets especially, I don't like to feel constricted by them, and this one does not, which I do like. The one thing with this, I have on my list to get a black leather jacket, so I am pretty specific on what I'm looking for. This is more cocoon shaped. I'm looking either for probably more of a bomber style or a biker style. So because I actually don't have a black leather jacket, I know, shocking, I don't. I've sold them, I think, all. This isn't the first option for me. I need more of those timeless styles of the bomber or the biker first before I go into the cocoon shape. So I'm going to pass on this, but it is very great. Okay, this is a 100% yes coming into my closet. I have found that I am loving playing with blue right now. This jacket is maritime magic. Yes, please. There's so much versatility to this jacket as well, with the drawstrings here at the waist, the snap closure. You can button it all the way to the top. It has a detachable hood. I love the drama that the hood adds there. And then because of this color, it really is like a deep sea blue. And because I'm having fun with playing with blues, I love the idea of even doing some layering with this, like doing a heavier, while it's still cold, a heavier navy jacket over it than this one, then pulling out my classic Breton stripe top, and then maybe my wide leg khakis, and eventually some boat shoes with it. But this is so amazing. Loving this elevated slouchy men's vest. This is such a fun print. I also love that it's like a black and white combo, and even layered over something like this. I love that it's gonna kind of give that longer shape, so then you just show off the bottom of the pants, so it creates some interest with the layering. I will say I thought this was more of a vintage knit, which I like because it has authenticity to it. You can like feel it in the knit. This actually feels more recently made. So it's just not hitting the mark exactly for me, but the idea is on target. Just the actual reality of it is not. Yes, yes, yes. Such a wearable knit. And I just love this. I have the cable knit that I recently got at the vintage store Metropolis, which I love. Very polished, more of an elevated fisherman moment. This is more of that relaxed off-duty look. And you know when sweaters just feel wearable? Do you know what I'm saying? When you put them on, they feel like a comfort sweater versus like a, I'm in a sweater, and you feel all like tight. This doesn't feel like that. This feels great. Love this. Going to do some fun layering with this. Also, when it is more wearable in this way, it can also be styled multiple ways. I've tried with the cable knit sweater to wrap it around my waist. It's so thick and such a sturdy knit that it really doesn't work around the waist, where this one will work around the waist or around my neck. So this one feels a little bit more versatile. So I kind of now have both, which I really like. Very on track with being a grunge flannel. I actually like, there's some wear and tear on this, which makes me like it more and gives it more of the authentic grunge feel. I really love these colors as well. I'm gonna decide probably at the counter when I'm checking out if this is the one I'm gonna bring home, because I do feel like I can look and find a lot of flannels in thrift stores, and I don't know if this is the exact one that I want, but I do like this idea. I just need to find out if this is my perfect one. This is exactly what I was looking for, something very sleek and sophisticated. I love this more dove gray, and then with a very subtle pinstripe detail. I also like that this fits me lower at the waist, so adding some fun belt options to this, and then has this nice little flare to it. I also love the length. I realized I don't love a skirt like right at the knee like that, so the fact that it goes longer than my knee is very fun. I have another gray skirt in my closet, but it's wool and more of my winter gray, and so I like that this is more of the spring gray. I think accessories get me the most excited because they're the seasoning, they are the icing, they are the things that make everything better. And this belt is probably the thing I'm most excited about today. I love the wovenness of it. I love all of the metal detail and the fact that it's two pieces that you're looping through. I love that it has versatility. I can wear this low-waisted. I can also go up higher. I also think I could wear this as a necklace, and I think I should try that out. And as a necklace, I think this is so fun, and maybe I could even do it higher up on the neck as a bolo tie. So excited about this piece. The one strand of pearls, I love this. This will also be coming home with me. I have another strand. It's a little bit longer, hangs longer, which I like because then I can do both together if I want. But if I want one closer at the neck, more choker style, this will fit the bill for me. So this is just a cheapy set of pearls, which is what usually I think you should do because I feel like they always break. So just being able to like grab it, not worry about it too much, and it gives that effect that I'm looking for. Thank you so much for joining me for Thrift Like a Stylist. This was so great to really focus on those trans-seasonal pieces that I wanted to add into my closet. I am loving a lot of these ideas. I'm loving the Fisherman Aesthetic. I love just like adding the pearl onto things. It's just magical to have new, fresh inspirations to work with and then bring them into my closet and play with them with all my other pieces. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. I have new videos every single Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I also have a Substack called Inside the Dress Up Closet, which is a whole nother level of the YouTube channel. We bring you more inspiration based on everything we talk about here on the channel. And finally, always play dress up. Bye!